gonna have any fights this week? Oh man, we gotta have some fights.
Jeff, what more can you tell us about Mark Davis's decision?
Well, I can tell you, Hannah, that there are many people within the Las Vegas organization that said, what took so long? This was in a situation where players felt like he was very popular in the locker room, that they really wanted to see him become the head coach of this team. Ultimately did draw interest from the Tennessee Titans for their head coaching vacancy. He had his formal interview with the Raiders on Monday and ultimately has now been offered the job. He will get the job, and ultimately the interim tag will be removed. We can also point out, by the way, that there were a number of players who have been very vocal about wanting him to maintain this job. Max Crosby, even whether joking or not, said he'd ask for a trade if Pierce was not the head coach in this. Josh Jacobs even saying that his future felt more definite when it came to the organization once he realized that he was the interim coach. So we'll see where that goes for Jacobs, the looming free agent. But ultimately, a popular decision within Las Vegas, one that many, again, will certainly be celebrating.
Right, so I'm going to say, you guys stay with me now. You ready?
I got you.
All right, here we go. Raiders! So listen, when I get the job, we're going to work on that together. All right, we'll be back. Appreciate you guys.
Raiders! And with that, hey, where's our theme music?
Oh, sorry, my bad.
Yo, here we go. So, you know, everything that's just happening so fast, it seems like, even though it felt like it was such a long time, but welcome to the Cage Match special breaking news edition.
The Raiders always got to find a way to make us a liar, right? We said we're done with Friday shows, and here we are doing a Friday show.
They just, you know, the Cage Match will never die. It'll never die. Welcome to the Cage Match, and you heard it. And if this is the first time, if this is your first time on YouTube, then you heard it first here. Today, on the Cage Match Show, breaking news, Antonio Pierce will be named the Raiders' 23rd head coach in franchise history. With that, Asylum, welcome to the Friday show that we weren't going to have, but we were kind of waiting. We were waiting for this to happen, and you called it. We'll have more details, we'll bring more details, and more details come along for Wednesday's show, but we wanted to come on here real quick, talk about the news that we all knew but hoped was going to be true, and that Mark Davis wasn't going to go and sway another way like he did his last opportunity with the same situation 2 years ago. What do you think, Asylum?
Oh, I think everyone's happy. I mean, this is what we've been wanting. Everyone wanted to say, what was taking so long and all that. And I said, what did I say? Wasn't it last week? We're going to hear it this week, by the end of this week.
Yeah, we're going to get that tape
and
ready for Wednesday.
But we'll have it for Wednesday. But I said probably the end of the week, you're going to hear at least the GM, which there's speculation right now. The GM has not been as, what do you want to say, confirmed as AP has, but the GM is strongly going to be, knowing who the coach is, I have no doubt it's going to be Champ Kelly is the GM. Being he sat in on every interview for the head coaching positions, all three that we had, and now, as it's saying, we are finalizing the contract for AP to be our head coach.
Yes, and with that, you see Adam Schefter. Oh, look at Alicia says, Asylum Psychic confirmed.
Hey, I'll take call it what you want. Call me Johnny Carson. I'll get a crystal ball in the envelope, and we'll go that route too next time.
AP named new head coach. Raiders are working to finalize a deal to hire Antonio Pierce as their head coach. Per sources, Raiders made Pierce their interim head coach on Halloween night, and now are closing in on making it a full-time job. Players who campaign for Pierce soon are expected to be happy. And one example right there is Max Crosby. Let's work. Crosby's fired up.
Now,
Crosby's ready.
You think Max Crosby is going to post that if it wasn't the fucking truth? Trust me, Max Crosby knows who the head coach is going to be.
And that is not Max Crosby on his pain meds delusional. We all heard this. We all got the ESPN and the NFL notification on our phones, on TV. You saw the report right there on ESPN. So we are just about ready to start this thing now for 2024. Now I can't wait for Raider football. See, I remember 2 years ago, it was, when we were trying to figure out Bisaccia or who else. It has to be Bisaccia because look what he did. We were in the playoffs, second time since 2002. And they went another way. And we all were like, McDaniels, how did he become a candidate? So he was head coach. And we're like, okay, try to think positive. Renfro slot receiver, he should have a better year, to continue with that 100+ catch season. And then they went and got Adams from Green Bay. And we're like, okay, maybe I'll give him a chance. First year didn't go well. Second year, I was like, I'm still gonna watch them. I'm still gonna root for them, but I just don't feel it. I don't feel it. I don't have that same excitement, whether it's blind faith or whatever. When I always say we're gonna go 16-0, now 17, of course, with the extra game. I'm all like, we're gonna go 17-0. Let's go. I'm all like, we're gonna do what we do, and hopefully it's positive. He gets fired on Halloween night.
I had made it clear I'd rather have won with Josh McDaniels than have a losing season. And what ended up happening, we were headed down that losing season, which we all knew was going to happen. McDaniels is a head coach. And then what happened? He does get fired on Halloween.
Wait, Halloween.
All of a sudden,
hold on. On Halloween, Halloween, where everyone dresses up for festivities, that is a Raider holiday. You knew something was going to happen on a Raider holiday, Halloween, and then go ahead. Sorry, I want to say that.
Well, yeah, McDaniel's fucking Halloween costume was, a NFL head coach, which apparently, after Halloween, he had to take it off because he was no longer a head coach. Anyways, on Halloween, he gets fired. And then what happens? They introduce AP as an interim head coach, and we were all like, who the fuck is this?
Well, we knew who AP was, but we were like, okay, that came out of left field. We all thought it was Rob Ryan.
Who the fuck is this? Who the fuck is this? With all the other choices, who the fuck is this? And then all of a sudden, okay, we win one game. We win another game. Okay, then there's the comparisons happening to John Madden, linebackers coach, brought up Da. Go down and skid, but everyone was liking it. We were in those games, and it started going, and then it was by what? Shit. Everyone started calling for AP as the coach by what? The third loss we had. So his fifth game.
Well, after that Charger game, that's when it really was. And then after the KC game, that's when it really was.
Because, I mean, yeah, we deferred the Charger. But what I'm saying is, I was hearing it before even that when we were sitting there and, you know, in those games, you know, I mean, other than the, you know, the Miami, we were in that game. Minnesota, yeah, we should have won that game. The Kansas City game, we'll give that one. We're not going to take anything away. Kansas City handled that game. But by that Minnesota game, you know, everybody was 50-50. We should have done this. Maybe he's not the guy. Maybe he is the guy. We were in every game. We truly lost Antonio Pierce. And then, bam, that Chargers game happens. And then it was like, oh, my God, it was the Messiah coming.
And during that time,
you know,
those
right.
what, 10 weeks, those 9 weeks, with the bye week also, they were first in points allowed with 15.3, and then this is under AP when he took over. Takeaways 13, tied for 6. For the longest time, we couldn't even get any takeaways. We couldn't even get any kind of turnovers go our way. Defensive touchdowns, 4. First. We had 4 in 2 games back to back. Sacks, 24. We could never get too many sacks, but now we tied for 5th, 24 sacks. And the biggest one right here, the biggest surprise, especially how aggressive and how physical we were playing, 24 penalties for first in the league. And I think we even continued that, you know, even going throughout the whole season, we were first in the league in penalties, meaning the least amount of penalties. So to have all that,
I was just watching. I'm sorry. I was going to say I was watching something while waiting for you. You know, with all the changes, it was a comparison between McDaniels and AP, and there was key things. Points allowed 16 to McDaniels 25, I believe it was. Points scored. McDaniels had 15.7, I think it was, points per game, and AP had 24.2 points per game for the offense. An anemic offense that could not get. Now, granted, I'll go this far, that 63 points on the Chargers games definitely fucking helps. But if you look here, I mean, other than the Jets, I mean, we got 30, 20. We lost with the 20. You know, 16 on the Jets. 3, I mean, we had 0 with Minnesota. 63, 20, 23, 27. He was getting that team to be more often over the 20 goddamn mark. How many did fucking McDaniels have? What was it? 2 games over 20 points?
No. You mean this season or?
Yeah, this season. With this offense.
New England 21. And no. No, there was one game where we scored 21, but that was one score was because of defense.
Yeah, the New England game, the safety.
Mm-hmm. So we didn't get over 20 points with McDaniels.
Well, it's McDaniels' team. Yes, it was the defense that scored it to get it going. But the point I'm trying to make is, you know, he took a defense and made it a fucking top 10 defense. He took an offense and was starting to bring it around and being able to, where everybody was saying this offense is garbage. If this was the same offense under Antonio Pierce at the start of the season, we beat the Broncos by more than 1 point. And I think they get in that rhythm. And this offense is a totally different offense. And we beat the Lions. We beat Minnesota. We beat Miami. We might even beat fucking Kansas City twice. We definitely
Yeah.
beat goddamn Chicago.
Of course, yeah, with that rookie quarterback, Badger, or whatever his name was.
Badgett.
Badgett.
You know, and then we would have had what? A playoff fucking game. Hell, you know, with the offense being able to be in rhythm at that time, we might have even beat Indianapolis.
And you know, and we could have beat Indianapolis. We had them 2 questionable penalties at the end. I think the referees just wanted to throw them, you know, because they weren't getting no action. I guess
against Jack Jones.
They weren't getting no action with these Raiders, even though we're playing physical, even though we're playing, you know, aggressive. They're like, there's no penalties. We can't throw no flags. But well, you know, now see what I'm ready now. What we're all waiting for is to see who's going to be running the offense, which should come in the next couple of weeks. I know Kingsbury is speculated from other media guys like Cohert, Colin Cohert, Cowherd. But with this news, and we don't have the details yet of how long incentives or you know, money wise or whatever, monetary, whatever, I don't know. But now that he's head coach, officially head coach, what can you or what do you hope to expect from this team going forward into this next upcoming season in August?
Well, I mean, that's going to be tough. I mean, you know, this is his first true off season that he's got to put together. You know, there is rumor, speculation that Marvin Lewis is going to be part of the
Marvin Lewis is going to be part of the coaching staff, is what he was going to say. Asylum will happen to you. Then that's what we're going to be looking for also, is to see if we're going to keep Patrick Graham, and because he's still doing okay, here we go. It's just me. Hey. Patrick Graham has been tied to other head coaching jobs like Seattle. I know the Chargers were requesting to interview him, but not sure if that was only for DC, which the Raiders would block any kind of lateral moves when it comes to Patrick Graham. But there are still other coaching vacancies out there, and we have to see what the Raiders do when it comes to defensive coordinator. You don't want to change defensive coordinators. You want to keep the continuity, especially with the defense emerging as they did during this season. But when it comes to the offense, that is going to be the main focus on who will be running the offense, what kind of offense are we going to run, and also who's going to be quarterbacking that offense. And so all the questions will be on the offensive side. AP, of course, the defensive guy. But that's what we're going to be waiting for in these upcoming weeks. Nana, you want to say anything? I'm trying to bring up and educate a new Raider fan over here. What do you think? Say something. Come here.
I think the Raiders should definitely be stronger. They should definitely beat one of them.
What? Asylum, you're coming back.
Hello?
What happened? Did the people at the asylum take your internet privileges away?
I guess they took my internet away on my computer and everything, but they don't know about the hidden phone.
We don't want to know where you pull out of, though.
Yeah, well, I don't think anybody wants to know that.
Hold on. Yes, I was talking about how right now we're gonna focus on. There it is. We're gonna focus on the offensive side of the ball, and I don't know if you can hear. Oh, I don't know if you can hear. We're gonna focus on the offensive side of the ball to see what the Raiders are going to do. because that is going to be, don't press anything these buttons. That is going to be the big question on who's going to run the offense, and what is the what direction are we going to go when it comes to quarterback?
Well, offense, whoever's going to run the offense, we don't know. Like I said, there's speculation. We know, as I was trying to say, with everything, was we know he's going to bring in people he knows, people he trusts, such as Marvin Lewis. Maybe Tom Coughlin's going to have his hand in helping with pick people. We've got the whatchamacallit? God damn it! Why is my internet not working? We know that. Oops, shit. Come on. We know Kingsbury. Or I'm sorry. Yeah, no, Kingsbury.
Yes.
Cliff Kings. Whatever his damn name is, we do know that he's the big guy right now that's tied into this whole Antonio Pierce shit. That's going to be the big speculation. We have to see who is, available and go from there. I trust AP in that. As far as quarterback, my gut feeling is he's going to go with O'Connell. But he's probably going to bring somebody in. He's probably, like a veteran, like a Minshew, or, maybe a Mayfield, maybe a Tyrod Taylor. We don't know how that's going to go. To battle it out with O'Connell. But I think he has faith and trust in O'Connell. And we're going to be moving forward unless, of course, he gets beat out, which if that happens, more power to whoever beat him out. I think he's going to try to move forward with O'Connell. I think a lot of as far as players are in place. Butler said he wants to come back if AP's coach, so there's a good chance we're going to get Butler back. I know Josh Jacobs said, AP's, 60% of his decision. If he comes back to the Raiders. So we'll have to see if that happens and under a team-friendly contract.
Yeah.
But the next thing is, once they officially announce that everything's done, the next step is going to be offensive coordinator and who they want, to see and go. I mean, Amik Robinson might be back. I think Butler's, definitely going to come back, and he'll even come back on a team friendly.
Yeah.
Nichols might be back. As far as Josh Jacobs, I mean, that one I think is going to be more of a GM decision than not.
I think that I believe now that AP will be named officially the head coach of the Raiders, Josh Jacob probably has a higher chance of coming back. Maybe I'll say like 80%, and we'll see if he takes a team friendly deal just to play for AP, and maybe even unless someone comes out of nowhere, another team comes out of nowhere and tries to offer Josh Jacobs, something that he can't turn down. I can see that his best opportunity to succeed will be with the Raiders, and it also depends on who the offensive coordinator will be. I was also talking about Patrick Graham. There's still other head coaching vacancies out there, and he has been interviewed by Seattle, which hasn't made a decision yet on head coach. The Chargers most likely will probably try to go after Harbaugh. They already had an interview with him, but Patrick Graham was tied to them. I don't know if that was for head coach or if that was for DC, which the Raiders blocked. because you can't do Raiders can block any lateral moves with their coordinators, but
They
part
they could block lateral moves, but not
promotions basically.
Moving up. Yeah.
We want to thank everybody here that's watching us in the chat line. Jessica, that is my lady. Hey. She says AP, my sister. She says she knew it. We have Aileen Sanchez. AP, love my team, Raider Nation for life. One love. Wow. Anna says, hey, gentlemen. Hello, Anna. Oh, look at your back. Are you back? There we go. Is it storming over there? Richard says, thank you for the news, brother.
It's cold as fuck. So, we're back in negative numbers.
It froze your connection. Richard said, thank you for the news, brother. And we thank you for getting your news from us. Hey, Raider Rick from the island, the Hawaiian Islands. Aloha, gents, Raider Nation.
Where it's a lot warmer than where I am right now.
He says hard agree was just let go. Oh, look, we're getting breaking news. Breaking news
I haven't seen that, but hey, breaking news coming from our fans.
Look at, because see, Rick is about 2 hours ahead of us, so he's already in the future. Okay. Wait, I think I said that backwards.
No, I'm in the future.
Yeah, you're in the future. Okay, well, you know what? Rick's in the future too. Okay. That's like Rick and Morty. He's Rick. He's the scientist. He already seen the future. And then Eileen says, I think I'm saying it right. Eileen, we got a lot of greatness that's going to start happening now. For real, straight up facts. Watch how great our Raiders Nation becomes, and I think AP and Max are planning to make sure this next season is great. I believe in AP. I believe in the Raiders, and know that everything is going to be okay. That's my opinion and feeling on it. I have total faith in the Raiders Nation. Have a great weekend, fam. Sending positive vibes only, nation. Thank you very much, Aileen. And it's going to be a great weekend because now we know who our head coach is. And for the most part, for the majority of Raider Nation, it's the guy that we all wanted. Rick is asking about the GM. Is it Dodds or is it Champ Kelly?
Now, my opinion, my theory, my thinking in all my research, how it's going to go, I believe Champ Kelly is already the GM. It just hasn't been announced. Whatever. He's the one who has sat in on all the head coaching. Now, we only had 3, but all the head coaching interviews. Why would he be sitting in on those interviews if he was not going to be GM? And I think Dodds, now I hope everyone remembers, there's been talk about a new position Mark Davis wants to bring in that's in between him and the general manager. And I think Dodds is going to end up with that position.
Anna says they won't be doing any press conferences today, but be on the lookout sometime by Monday. And and that was surprising that we all, me and you thought that, or I know you kept saying they probably would name the GM first because he wants to have, I guess, do it the right way, have the GM pick the head coach. But the news of the head coach broke first today before any, I guess, news on the GM.
That's because that was the biggest one going. And like I said, the news is they're finalizing the contract. So,
yeah.
So that's it. It hasn't been announced, and we didn't say it was announced, but you got everything going on. You don't finalize a contract if it ain't happening, if he hasn't been given it. You don't have Max Crosby posting shit on Twitter, X, whatever the fuck you call it. Talking about let's get to work. I mean, there's people in that building that know the answer. They know he's got the job. It's just fine-tuning that contract. Whether it's a 3-year, 5-year, what the incentives are. Like I said, I've said, and this is about the 5th time I've said it. I said give him a 3-year contract with the incentive of he makes the playoffs in any of those 3 years. It automatically goes to a 5-year and $10 million a year.
I mean, he wasted all that money with McDaniels. So, hey, if you got the money, the Aces or you're making money with the Aces, and the Super Bowl's coming in a few weeks, he should get some of that revenue going into his building that he also is still paying off. But hey, if AP gets his team, and is it too early to try to think or try to is it too early to try and predict that this team could be right there competing for the West crown with the Chiefs at the end of this next season, or this coming season at the end of the year?
With what AP did and with time, not only do I think we could be contending, for the AFC champion, the AFC West title.
Yeah.
But I say the 3 years, given that 3 years, I think he makes it in 3 years. I think we could make the playoffs next year under AP.
Now, for the ones that were, I don't want to say campaigning, but the ones that were the ones that were hopeful for like Harbaugh, the ones that are saying AP
I've already seen negative comments about all this. I have. I've seen people saying it was a bad hire.
For the ones that are saying AP has no experience as a head coach, AP has no experience of running a team for an off season, and like you said, this was a bad hire. Probably another, the fans picked this coach, or the players picked this coach. And what the saying goes, if you start acting like that, if you start thinking like the fans, you sit with them, meaning, whoever picked them, if this doesn't go well, you lose a job, basically. For those people that feel that way, what would you say to those people that feel like this was not a good hire?
I've got 3 coaches to bring up. 1, old school, and 2, recent. All right, we'll bring 1 with the Raiders. John Madden, no head coaching experience, linebackers coach, got the head coaching job, and made one of the most dominant fucking Raiders teams we've ever had.
He replaced John Ross, who just came, who lost a Super Bowl II, to the Green Bay Packers. 2 years before? He replaced John Ross 2 years after that Super Bowl appearance. Yes.
Okay, so now we'll go recent, because I know everyone's going to be like, that's too old school. It's not the same. It's not this, that, the other. Lions head coach, rah guy. Where's he at right now?
He is in the divisional round, hosting a playoff game.
Okay.
In Detroit for the first time in 30+ years.
Now, how about the fucking Texans head coach? No head coaching experience whatsoever. Where's he at right now?
In the division round, about to go travel to the Ravens to play them after beating the Browns. And, not just beating the Browns, like beating the Browns.
They handled the Browns. They
handled the Browns.
Right.
There's a smear of Browns all over there. Yeah, okay, go ahead. Sorry.
So, now that's just 3 names. 3 names. 1 old school, related to the Raiders, whose AP's already been compared to, and 2 current. I can't get any more current than those 2, who AP falls on each side of. Right? He's just a rah guy. Lions head coach, not only was he a rah guy, but he's got that team playing like AP had the goddamn Raiders playing. And then you got the fucking, 1 guy, not a head coach. You know what? Every other head coach who's been a head coach has been fired. Now, why have they been fired? Because they ain't fucking winning anymore. They've had some bad luck. Now, I've plenty of coaches out there get fired, go to a new team, and fix it. Nothing wrong with that. But it's about time. We'll go to Miami's head coach. He was never a fucking head coach. He got them to the playoffs.
Yeah.
He revitalized Tua's fucking career. He went from, oh, you ain't nothing, you should be traded, to now do we extend his contract? Okay, sometimes you need that new blood, that new thinking. You got players who are buying into these coaches. If they buy into the coaches, I don't give a fuck what their experience is, because every head coach started with 0 head coaching experience.
And that's what AP said. He said, no matter, it doesn't matter who you are, whatever, you're never ready for this job until you actually start doing this job, because there's so much that you have to focus on: game time decisions, time management, when to throw the flag, or the challenge flag, all these things. You have to, foresee everything: offense, defense, special teams.
When to go for it on 4th down. When should you just fucking, there's all that shit. And it's going to come. It's going to come to him. He's already got a leg up on that shit because he's already done it for 9 games.
I'm gonna say this. For the majority of the time, when the Raiders hire a head coach from in-house, they usually, only with one exception, will probably be I'm forgetting his name too. 1997. They won 4-12, and then Gruden took over. I'm forgetting his name, and I had his name in my head.
That they brought up. Yeah. The first time, Gruden 1.0.
No, before Gruden. But
yeah, I know. Before Gruden 1.0, I know.
Yeah. I'm seeing every time when we get off the air, I'm like, boom, I know the name. On air, like, and I know I can see his face too. He came from he was a Washington Redskins offensive line coach. Then he came over, was the offensive line coach under Mike White. Then he ended up getting the job after they fired Mike White. Joe Bugel, that's his name. Joe Bugel. But okay, hold on. Let's go back. Like you said, John Madden took over John Ross. John Madden was a linebackers coach. A couple years into coaching in the NFL or the AFL. Ended up having the best percentage, still having the best winning percentage in that time frame against all these other Hall of Fame coaches. After that, Tom Flores. Now, he was an interim, but he was hired within to replace John Madden.
Madden wasn't interim either.
Madden wasn't interim either, but he was hired from within the organization. Super Bowl Hall of Fame coach. Tom Flores went and succeeded him. 2 Super Bowls, Hall of Fame coach. Then they went outside the organization and got Mike Shanahan. That didn't work out. But he got fired. Interim was Art Shell. The following year, Art Shell took over. He got the Raiders into the playoffs. They did go into the championship game against the Bills. They lost. They had lost Bo Jackson the week before. After Joe Bugel was probably the only one that didn't work out. After John Gruden the first time around, the players wanted Bill Callahan because they wanted to still keep that same continuity, and they went to the Super Bowl the following year. The next year didn't work out. But then after Lane Kiffin, Tom Cable was interim. He was given a head coaching job. He went to 8-8. And then following after that, you had from 2011, Hugh Jackson took over for him, and went 8-8. We had a bad defense, and then Mark Davis took over because our Davis died, and then he kept trying to go for that splashy hire. But I feel like this is a good hire because you have a guy that the players want. The players were fighting for him. The fans are fighting for him.
They were adamant. I mean, you got to the point you had a new guy, first-year guy, only on the team for 1 year, already calling for him.
Yeah. So
and that's Spillane. Spillane only played this is his first year, and he's already saying hire AP. What are you waiting for?
Yeah, and under not saying under 8. Well, AP was a linebackers coach. Spillane, who's not a good cover linebacker, had 3 interceptions. So
3 or 4, He went from all he was a run stopper to actually being able to play the pass.
Yeah. So we wanted to get on the air real quick and talk about this hire real quick. We were excited. We were surprised. We knew it was coming, but it was still a surprise to finally see it happening. All the anxiety can now calm down. Now we know who's going to be in charge, the head coach. We know who's going to lead this team coming into next season. And you know that now that he has a job, he's not going to just sit back and be like, okay, I ain't got to work hard no more. Now you know AP's going to be working harder because he knows.
He has something he has to prove now. He has to prove he was the right guy, that this was the right decision. It ain't, like you said, it ain't just a simple, it ain't like an Albert Haynesworth where I got my big contract, now I don't got to play hard.
Yeah.
It's not that. Now he had players. I mean, Max Crosby's reputation is on the line. You got, Spillane's reputation. All these players who were pulling for him, who said this shit. Now we get to find out what what coaches and what players that Hondo's been talking about and others that want to come coach and play with AP. Now we just might get to find out who they are.
Oh, are you excited, Raider Nation? Are you excited to see what's going to happen next year? See, now I want to start. Can we start the season now? Forget the playoffs, forget all that. Let's start all over so we can be in the Super Bowl in our own home field. But I wish we can. But we're going to see now who is going to want to come onto this coaching staff and who's going to want to come into this, any like big time free agents or whatever. We're going to see what's going to happen, especially also quarterback position. So now that we have the head guy in there, now we're just waiting for the rest of the pieces to fall down in place and see what kind of team we're going to go into next year. And Rick says, can you imagine the home opener next year is hopefully it will be a Raider crowd like it was starting to rebuild back as the Raider fans were keeping their tickets in that stadium.
Hopefully. I mean, I think we ended the season that way. And I think with AP and everything going, I don't see why we're not going to continue it and finally make Las Vegas fucking home field advantage.
Raider Nation, we have a Raider leading this team, not a Patriot. We don't have to think about Bill Belichick coming in. I know some folks want a hardball, but we want to keep in house, and we're going to see. AP's going to be working hard, and he's going to be making sure he has stuff to prove. Especially with everyone saying, all the other coaches in the West with Sean Payton in Denver and Andy Reid, who is still considering retirement. You don't even know what's going to happen with him after the season.
Yeah, and the possibility you hear that almost every year now. So I mean, eventually it's going to be right. Yes, eventually it's going to be right. But
this year. And I can't wait till we can tell Douglas to
shut the fuck up.
Yeah. All right, Raider Nation. We're going to talk more about this.
I can't wait to tell Douglas, how about them fucking apples?
All right, Raider Nation.
Let us know.
We wanted to go on here and just give some quick thoughts on what's going on. When more details come out, we will have that on our Wednesday show. And Raider Nation, we got our guy. Have a great weekend, Raider Nation. The anticipation for next year.
You asked for him. Players asked for him. Fucking even some media. Everybody in the building was asking for him. And Mark Davis didn't fuck it up this time. Good job, Mark Davis. You smartened up. You get a fucking round of applause for that.
Hold on, should we do it real quick? I just want to play it one time. I just want where to go. There it is, right there. And that's what you did, Mark Davis. You smartened up. All right, Raider Nation. We all got this. We stopped our plans to do this show because we wanted to bring it to you. Thank you to everybody in the chat line, even you, Douglas. Thank you for showing love, even though it's part with your backhanded comments. We still appreciate you, Douglas, for being on the show in the chats. I thank Raider Rick from Hawaii. We want to thank you, Anna Diaz. Thank you for coming onto the chat.
And Anna, we know the minute that they do it, it's on TV. We know you'll be posting it out there, and we can't wait so we can help share it. We appreciate what you do on that.
Hey, Eileen Sanchez, thank you. First time on here. We appreciate you coming on and giving your thoughts on the chat line. Richard Silva, he said thank you for the news once more time, and thank you for getting it from us. And my sister, she says she knew it. Thank you for coming on the show. Jason Dean earlier, I put him on earlier during the video. I said, oh wait, I went too early. Jason Dean, the Demon King. He said, let's go. And
I don't even see him on there. Oh, there he is.
He was there earlier. And Jessica,
and get it right. He said, let's fucking go.
I know, but I can't. I got my sister.
That's why I said it. That's why I said it.
Yeah, you got to. You got to translate.
And look, and at least yes, you got to trust my psychic. My insiders in my head. They're great sources of information. Sometimes you just got to trust them.
Yes. And Jessica, I love you, baby. But now we got to go to the game next year. We got to go to the opener next year, okay? That's what we're going to do. All right, Raider Nation. Alicia says, LOL. To what you said, Asylum. Or
I figured.
Raider Asylum.
Don't you fucking dare do that, fucker. You know who it fucking goes. I'll reach through this fucking thing and fucking smack the shit out of you.
No, yeah, it's only Asylum, not Raider Asylum, not Psy, not Ray. All right, with that, we always got to end the show with Coach Wallace. So we want to say thank you, everybody, for coming on. We appreciate it. Thank you for choosing the Cage Match to get your breaking news on the Raiders and their new head coach, AP. 23rd coach of Raider franchise, 23, Michael Jordan. We're getting championships. Let's go. Let's go.
7, right?
Let's go. Well, he had 6, but let's go.
No, we got to do one better.
Yeah, we got to do one better. Let's go.
All right, ready?
I missed it. Oh, well, James Farrell, you can catch it. It'll still be on the that's
You
YouTube.
You can replay it. Cage Match Show, Facebook, Oakland Raider Savage, or Asylum. You'll be able to catch it all. You didn't miss much.
And we shot you out, James. We got you on here. So you have made history. You made it to the show. But we'll watch it after we finish this. With that said, everyone have a great weekend. And Nano, one more time, say Raiders.
Raiders!
Shout out George out there. He's in there. Oh, yeah. Just win, baby. Oh, yeah. Let's go.
All you other NFL teams, your tailgates are weak. Your teams are weak. We might be down right now, but it doesn't take away the history. And all you Raiders out there need to know your fucking history of who the fuck you playing for and where the fuck you're playing. Damn it. Oh, and by the way, I won my last cage fight. Again, I'm still undefeated. And you NFL motherfuckers out there that you think you want some, come on and get some anytime.